Hello everyone, it's Adam here, and hello to you. I haven't done this camera setup in a while, despite the fact that I've had this mounted to my handlebars for all of this year. This is only my second time using this second camera. And unfortunately, the Hero 5 Session records at 4K 30. I should have put the Hero Black 6 there instead. I will say that if a Hero 8 comes out this year, usually around October, November for Christmas season, and there are some sizable improvements to the stabilization, then I will consider putting my GoPro Hero 7 Black there and doing more of these. The Hero Session 5, all it has going for it is its small size. You can't change the batteries. You can't record 60 FPS at 4K, and there's no image stabilization as there is on the new Hero 7 Black. So it's in the Hero Session is a dead device, meaning there are no further updates to it. So I love its small size, I really do. I bought this to be a rear recorder for my old GS, and I used it a few times like that on road trips, but then I got tired of running a USB cable to it because, again, it only gets 20 minutes to a charge, and so that's kind of disappointing on a long road trip when you're trying to do a really long time lapse. Okay, so a couple of topics today. First of all, this is kind of one of those videos where you diehards are going to watch the whole thing, and the people that are just here for the farkles, and especially Golf R people, are going to watch it for 10 seconds, dislike it, and go about their day, and that's okay. Totally fine. I got a couple topics for today, and I'll try to remember all of them. Fun fact, I recorded this yesterday, and this camera froze up, and I only got 4 minutes of video. The rest is just me talking to a frozen frame. So, hey, when that happens. So the first topic was actually around training. So the Tony's Track Day I did on July 16th was my last training of the year. I'm done. After my crash last year, those of you that have been around long enough, I had some situations where I was feeling anxious. And so I knew that in order to have a much more confident and safe riding season this year, I absolutely had to get some training. And so I kicked the year off with the Advanced MSF course in May, for which was fully covered by the MOA Foundation through Yankee Beamers. So it cost me $75 up front, and I got a check for $75 after the fact, which is cool. And then at the National Rally, I took Street Masters Advanced Quartering Techniques. I paid $75 and got $50 back from the foundation. And then I took the BMW Authority training, which I spent $75 on. This is the police training, which is really tight, slow speed cornering, and I got no money back for that. I think someone realized that I was gaming the system and they cut me off. But before that, I had actually already emailed the foundation with an application for training in the form of the Track Day. Maximum annual reimbursement for MOA members to the foundation is $250. So, and the Track Day was $310. So I expensed it, and basically my check should be getting here next week, which is be $250 of the $310 back in my pocket for that training. And I just called my insurance company and sent them a picture of my new MSF ID card to show that I did training this year. The way they do it is they grant you 4 years of a discount for taking an MSF class. Every 4 years, take a class. Unless you're an MOA member, then take a class every year and get your discount renewed every year. And I can say I'm rehabilitated. Like, I feel good. I feel confident in corners now. The one problem I have with the Track Day, and I like to do it every year, I think, the Track Day, was that cornering was done inside line, because you don't have to worry about obstacles or dirt or dogs or people or cars. And for the past 3 years, I've ingrained in myself, forced myself to be in the habit of delayed or late apex, which is the proper way to street ride. And so going from that to really, it's less mental effort to cut the corner sharply, but it still felt awkward to me. And so, but the only way to keep up with everyone was to cut the corners like that. So I did. And luckily one day of riding did nothing to hurt my habit that I've ingrained in the past couple of years. Now, as I spoke to about 5 or 6 trainers this year of different walks of life, police, MSF trainers, Street Masters trainers, BMW Riders Academy trainers, each time I would mention to them, kind of as a litmus test for myself, that I still attribute my crash last year to my tires. And every one of them laughs in the same sarcastic way and say, oh yeah, it's always the tires, as if they don't believe me. You know, I did 6 or 7 Tail the Dragon runs and accompanying roads last March in Tennessee and in North Carolina on the TKC 80s, and they never once let me down. I mean, I have examples of me being slightly crossed up, almost dragging parts around Tennessee, and at no point the tires give me a warning of like, hey buddy, I'm at the edge of my traction. And I thought the same rule applied when I installed the Anarchy Wilds. It does not. Those tires are not TKC 80s. They last much longer, which means they are less grippy. And so, you know, cold, cool September day in Vermont, knobby tires that do not grip like TKC 80s, and a crash happened. Was my line bad? Yes. Did I not give it enough throttle coming out of the turn? Correct. But did I cut power? Did I hit the brake? Did I increase throttle rapidly? No. I was in road mode, normal ABS, traction control were applied, and I still crashed. And so I know that last year, and watching my videos, I do know that I was doing a lot of corrections mid-turns, and that carried through the day that I crashed. But in my opinion, again, ego talking, I'm a young buck, you know, young, dumb, idiot. But I honestly believe that this year was not training to become a better rider. It was training to get over my fear of cornering and work on the things that I already knew to be true. And that's all it was. I don't feel like I learned a lot this year, except for maybe strengthening my muscle memory. But that's just like enforcing good habits. And so now I just know that, well, the advantage too of my, and before that accident happened, those Anarchy Wilds, I've told a lot of people those things tried to kill me a few times. Those things were very unpredictable on road. Off-road, no. They were fine off-road. But on road, very unpredictable. You didn't really know what direction they were going to go. Oh, sorry, I forgot you guys were down there. You didn't know what direction they were going to go. All the way, I mean, so they weren't brand new tires. I had already scrubbed them in, you know, did 800,000 miles on them before. And then I reinstalled them, and I actually left the auto parts, the tire shop, and I went 150 yards and I pulled over and I said, I think he put these the wrong direction, because the bike was just going all over the place like this. And I put them all in the center stand. They were balanced. To the wheels off, they were totally balanced, but they just felt really off. And I had just come off the Pirelli Scorpion Rally STRs, which are fairly aggressive street tires. So there was something off by those tires, and I still feel like the tires gave out, and I would have made that turn barely with street tires or TKC 80s. So either way, the day of training, the year of training is done. Next year will be primarily focused on dirt training. So I'm looking forward to sharing some of those videos with you all. I may take an MSF Advanced course next spring with Heather as a refresher before our season kicks off. But yeah, that's that. The second topic was around the K-Bike. What's going on with the K75? Because now we have this KLR 250 in the garage. The K75 RT, it's turning into like a bad dead-end job. Every time I go down there, it costs me money. I write a monthly newsletter now for the BMW Motorcycle Owners of Vermont. So if you're a member, you're getting my newsletter post. It's a good $20 if you want to subscribe to my written works. And that bike keeps costing me money. I've already put about $3,500 into it. I need to put about $4,000 total into it to get it roadworthy with nuts and bolts and broken parts. And that's without even stripping down the parts and repainting them. So the patina is kind of stuck in time without spending more money on it. You know, ideally, strip it down to the frame, powder coat the frame, replace the fuel pump, replace the water pump, open the engine up, sandblast it, replace the clutch while you're in there. Just go ahead and do it for $1,000. And replace the final drive shaft with one of those new rebuilt ones from the guys at Beamer Shop. That would be my ideal K75 situation, but then I'm at $7,000. And at what point have I exceeded the value of that motorcycle? So I'm kind of stuck. You know, the RT doesn't really fit me that well. I have someone that wants to buy it for $4,000, but I'm gonna have to spend the total of $4,000 to basically get it to where it's sellable to them. It's like, oh my God, I'm spending $4,000 just to sell it. That's not even including my time. So I'm frustrated. You know, part of me just wants to give up and take it to Max BMW and let them deal with it and pay out an extra couple of grand in labor and just have it done and take a total loss on it. I don't know. That's kind of where I am with the K75 right now. I'll talk more about it in a later video when I kind of have a better idea of what's going on with it. But I do fear it's going to roll into another winter project. And I hate to say that out loud, but it's just kind of the reality. I have a KLR 250 in the basement right now. It's Heather's brother. It's her twin brother's. It's ran, but they don't ride it. It's a 98, I think, model. Bought about 10 years ago, and then put into a barn and never ran again. The clutch cable is stuck. The throttle is super sticky. It needs new brake pads, all the fluids dumped, chain sprocket, and just a deep cleaning and lots of nuts and bolts. But honestly, old Kawasaki things, right? Like of course the I'm just gonna hang out here for a second. Like, of course the nuts and bolts have all fallen out of this thing over the last 20 years. Like, it's a Kawasaki. It just chews up bolts. Isn't that nice? It's quiet. I love living up here. I mean, this is 5 minutes from my office. So that's what's going on with that. So, and then finally, Heather's bike. I did secure a bike, by the way. It'll be at my place in a couple of weeks. And you guys are probably thinking, a couple of weeks? What did you buy? Where's it being shipped from? What did you end up getting? I know. Well, it's all kind of. So give me a couple more weeks. If it arrives earlier than that, I'll do a reveal video. I've already bought the basic modifications for it, which is a engine guards and a pannier rack. So it can at least be, you know, taken on a couple of trips this fall before it starts snowing. And we already have a license plate picked out for it for New Hampshire. What else? And I already have all the mods secure. But what I'm doing this time is I'm actually reaching out to a lot of different companies that in the past have ignored me, and I've just basically emailed them and say, hey, you know, here's how many videos I have of your products from last year that I bought. Do you want to give me a discount, or at least let me borrow stuff for a year and try it out and give you guys feedback in exchange for a video installed? I'll pay shipping, that kind of stuff. Just see how that goes. I don't know. I don't really care that much. I mean, we'll buy the stuff anyway. That's the problem with me. I just put on my emails. I want to buy it anyway, but look at all the free publicity I'm giving you guys. I don't know. I enjoy making videos. That's my problem. I should make this a separate video. So the Dirt Days planning is done, for me at least. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. The Green Mountain Rally planning is still happening. I've got 2 GMR meetings this week to meet the chef and talk about band, speaker setups, get food ordered, reach out to volunteers, get them allocated in positions. So I'm really excited about that, and it comes at a time when work is insanely busy right now, but I won't even get into work on this vlog. Another topic, I can't remember what it was, I'm sorry. The GS though is going really well, so we're at 9,000 miles roughly. 8822. That means this is only going to be like a 10,000 mile year for me on the GSA. Luckily it was about 1,000 mile a year on the Beta. I don't know, the reason why I didn't hit my 14,000 this year is I didn't take a huge road trip. I went down in Tennessee, but I didn't go to any of the getaways outside of New England, and I also didn't take any long trips. I think every other year will be a break for me. So the last year was a Trans-Labrador, this year's a break. Next year I think it'll be Canada into Alaska. So I'll do long trips every 2 years, and that's just a better equilibrium for me to kind of reset myself. And also putting mileage on BMWs is not cheap. I know that it's, people say it is, but it's not. You know, it is wear and tear that you are contributing to your bike. So I kind of prefer to leave it low miles, and by low miles 10K. It's just a lot for some people. It's like that's like 14 or 15,000 kilometers. So it's a lot of miles in a year for someone who works full time. And the only exception would have been if I did a 4,000 mile trip this year. I would have hit 14,000 on the GS alone. So it was a good year. And I'm talking about the years coming to an end. It's only almost August 1st, but it is almost coming to the year. I mean, by the first week of September, it'll be cold at night, and by the last week of September, it'll be too cold to camp. So, you know, oddly enough, Max BMW is doing wheels in the field this year in October. I'll go. That's going to be cold. So, you know, one more thing too. I ordered a helmet mount, a microphone adapter, and another microphone for Heather. She expressed interest and comfort in sitting behind me on this bike and doing kind of a dual vlog where we talk about the motorcycle buying experience, her thought process towards what kind of bike she did get. And I don't know if I put that before or after the bike gets here, but that'll be fun. She's not going to wear the mic for her MSF class, but she has offered on her last day of the MSF, the Sunday, when she's doing the 20-minute test, the road test, she's offered to wear the GoPro and just record. So we'll be able to actually have clips from the MSF course and have her kind of do voiceover. Will be after the fact about what her thoughts were on the course. That'll be kind of a new thing for her to have a camera on her helmet. I told her though, no expectations. If she doesn't feel comfortable, then don't do it. But that to me would be neat for you guys that haven't done an MSF in many years. What else? But she does want to do some dual vlogging with me when she gets comfortable riding, which I think those will probably start next year. This year will be a no camera Heather because she wants to just focus on riding. I agree. Other than that, this bike's going great. The Beta, I will do a video on the Beta of the Beta when that comes back to me. It's at Barnstormers in Whitehall, New York right now. And the guy's going to deliver it to me at Dirt Days because he's bringing demo bikes to Dirt Days. So he's going to bring it to me, and I'll bring my trailer, and I'll trailer it home from there. It saves me having to drive an hour and a half each way to him to pick the bike up, even though it'll probably be done next week or the week after. But I'll go through all that stuff when I pick it up. I'll do some trail riding and talk more about the Beta. What else? That's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think I've talked enough. So is this still recording? I don't know. You guys have a good day. I think the session died. Case in point, that's how long the battery lasts. You guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Be safe. That's still recording though. Take care and rock on. And I will see you guys later. Peace. Oh, this cruiser's going really slow. He's going the speed limit. Those are huge highway picks too.